Hey everybody, welcome back to A Glittery Life. Thank you so much for joining me today for my best of 2016 makeup recap. I do feel like a little bit of a broken record because I've been talking about so many of these products this whole year, which hopefully that means I'm a little bit more credible than maybe somebody else that you've watched. If you're new or you've just stumbled upon my channel, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. You have a ton of video choices to watch every day, and thanks for coming this way. Please don't forget to click that thumbs up button and go ahead and subscribe. I hope you'll stick around for a little bit for some good content. If you're new, you have a lot of catching up to do. There's so many videos in the archives that I think are worth watching, and I want to draw your attention to two of them that I filmed recently because I'm not going to talk about those kind of products really in my best of today. I did film a video of makeup brushes that I can't live without. That talks about some of my favorite makeup brushes, some of the best brushes out there. I'll link that right here in a card for you. And then also my skincare routine talks about some of my most favorite skincare products. I'll link that in a card right here for you. Those are great videos. I'll also link them down below if you don't want to click out of this video, obviously right now. I don't actually really know how the cards work, but hopefully that's helpful when I put them up for you. And I link videos at the end of my video now as well with the new outro feature that that YouTube has for us. If you feel like you haven't been seeing my videos recently in your feed, go ahead and hit that little bell that is next to the subscribe button. That will help make sure that you're notified. I know I hear from a lot of you on Snapchat and Instagram, which I love, by the way. Thank you guys for snapping me. It makes me so happy. Love it when you guys Instagram me. All of that stuff is so fun for me. As you know, I snap you back, and sometimes you even get a video snap back. If I have makeup on, I'll generally will video snap you back. If I don't have makeup on, I'm gonna type it back. So that's how you know what kind of message if you're getting. That's how you know what's happening in my world. But anyway, and I'll my Snapchat, everything like that, I will link it down below at TrishaLee_W is where you can find me on social media. So anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into my favorite picks of 2016. So now I want to make it really clear that these are all products that were new to me in 2016. I didn't have any of these products in 2015. So this is all brand new stuff to my collection in 2016. So I'm not going to hit every category in terms of products. I don't have a favorite new foundation. I have great foundations that I just keep repurchasing, and I'm kind of sticking to the same one. I am trying out a new foundation today, and I did film a first impressions. Haven't looked at that footage, but we'll see if it's good or not. But so that's a disclaimer that not every category is going to be talked about today, and some categories are going to have multiple items, but I really actually tried to pick a very small amount, the best of the best, the stuff I just couldn't stop using, the stuff I reached for, and the stuff that has never ever let me down. So I do want to start with primers. I have two primers that I just really feel like have been such good, faithful primers for me. One of them I don't have. It's the Guerlain Meteorites Perfecting Primer. My friend Natalie sent that to me, and I meant to save the empty bottle so I could show you. I'll find a picture of it online somewhere and put a picture in here for you. But I'm pretty sure I ran out of that right around the same time I had a broken ankle, pneumonia, broke up with my boyfriend, and changed rooms in my house. So maybe you can understand why I can't find that empty bottle. But it was one of my favorites. I feel like the Meteorites just made my skin look so beautiful and fresh and luminous without being oily or greasy. I've heard that they've changed the formula, so I haven't bought it again because I want to get a sample before I buy it. It is quite expensive, but as you know, Guerlain makes my favorite foundation of life. The Lingerie de Peau is my favorite ever. Also heard that got a new formulation, so haven't tried that either, and am rationing my old one. The other primer that I really want to talk about, and this was a real shock to me actually, this is the Natasha Denona Face Glow Primer, and this is her hydrating underbase. I don't know if you can really see in there because it's white, and I've got a white background obviously, but maybe that you can see kind of the dent that I've made in that. I'll get you guys I'll insert a close-up of this so that you can really see that I have definitely used this. I barely use any. I really honestly hardly put any of this on my face, but I feel like through the dry summer, the LA has been so dry. We're just now getting rain for the first time in like years. So I really feel like through the dry summer and winter and autumn, when my face was just kind of like a mess, this has been like a best friend for me. And so that shocked me. I never thought I would use a hydrating primer, but that sure did it for me. I have a new powder that I had used before professionally on set before, but I didn't have it in my kit and I didn't own it. But I love it, and it is the ByTerry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder. And the cool thing about this is 99% of the time, this is exactly everything that I want it to be. It's so beautiful, it's so flawless. And then there's that 1% of the time when it's user error and I use too much. When you use too much, you see kind of your makeup lift off your skin. This is meant to be like the most sparing, like teensiest bit ever. So when I go with that, when I'm not all heavy-handed with it, it's so perfect and so flawless. It is what I have on my face today. In fact, I'm wearing most of these products because obviously I'm filming about them. So that was a real win for me. In terms of like blush, there was one blush that stood out. I mean, I have like 100 blushes, right? Like that's insane. Nobody should have that many blushes, but I do. And the one that I just consistently reached for and could not stop myself is another Natasha Denona product. And this is her blush duo, and shoot, I don't have it written on the back. It's sheer nude. Is this number 15? I can't remember what this is. I'll link this down below. I'm going to link everything down below for you. Obviously, I've gotten in the habit of doing that, and I appreciate when you shop those links. It doesn't cost you anything, but it is nice for me. Not all the time the links, but most of the time. Sometimes, I don't know, half the time, whatever. But this blush has just been, same thing. I've got a pretty significant divot in that as well. And I really just cannot stop with this blush. It is what is on my cheeks today. I think it's so beautiful. I think it's a perfect nude blush. And it just is, it's really neutral too. It's not too warm and it's not cool. I don't like a cool toned blush on me at all. So that really topped the charts for me. I feel like I actually got a bunch of new stuff for contouring this year, which honestly, I wish we would all just go back to using like a nice like neutral bronzer and give up this whole contouring nonsense. In fact, actually, when I think about 2016 in general, it was the year of like the most horrific makeup I've ever seen in my livelong life. I've never seen such bad makeup in the public, on Instagram, on YouTube. I've just never seen such bad makeup. And one can only pray that 2017 takes us away from these horrific makeup trends. So for those of you who are at home and who do not have an Instagram that you're trying to like show off all the latest trends, please for the love of God, just go back to your normal makeup wearing. I promise it's way better than this other nonsense. But I do want to give credit to the IT Cosmetics You Sculpted. They redid their contouring palette, and I had their old one and I liked it. And I actually liked this one so much that I bought it for my pro kit. So this is the new one, and the one that I used most of the year is in my pro kit. But I really think this is a nice range of contours. The problem with a contour palette is that you really only need one of the shades. So that's why I'm like, just go back to using your bronzer. Like if you could just buy like one of these, you know, that's all you really need. And honestly, the soft contour is the only one that I really use. Occasionally I dip into the deep contour if I want to just like go a little ham, or to deepen the crease on my eyeshadow, but really you don't need it. But these powders are very smooth. They're very blendable. I feel like you can really get a nice contour without looking like you're batshit crazy. It just is what it is. I did find a bronzer this year that I absolutely fell in love with. You know, 2015, I was on bronzer restriction, like lockdown, but this year, ByTerry came out with the Sun Designer palette in light and tan vibes, and holy moly, I like found my like bronzer soulmate. It's the most beautiful bronzer palette, and it also has a blush and highlight palette. I didn't use this side as much. I just didn't gravitate towards it, but I definitely am like about to hit pan kind of right in here, about to hit pan on this, and this has just been such a win for me all year. I will see if this is still available. This was limited, so I don't know if it's still available. I promise I will do the legwork for you, because if this still is available, it's certainly worth getting. It's such a beautiful bronzer. Now, if you're one of my brown biscuits, there is a darker shade, and I'll see if that one's available as well, because it's also incredibly beautiful. Highlight. Okay. So again, I probably bought 20 plus new highlights, plus all the new Makeup Geek highlights that got sent to me, and just highlights everywhere. And I feel like a well-placed highlight is a really beautiful finish to your makeup, and a poorly placed highlight makes you look stupid. So let's talk about beautiful highlights that you can not go wrong with. This is the Natasha Denona All Over Face Glow in shade 1. You can see right there in that huge center section where I have hit pan. I've kind of convinced all my best friends to buy this as well, and I have seen theirs. They're all at pan too, because this is so perfect. It's just the one that I gravitated to on a regular basis, and it's the one that I feel like gives you the perfect like highlight without looking like a fool. I know I'm being harsh. I'm just telling you like I see it. I'm calling it like I see it. As a professional makeup artist, I'm calling it like I see it. Okay, so let's talk about actually what's on my lips today. This is done. Nobody's going to be surprised here. Charlotte Tilbury launched all these hot lips, obsessed with them, have a major collection of them. This is the most perfect nude I have ever found. Let's see, I'll put it up against, let's disappear my hand for a minute. It is Kim KW. I hate to support anything Kardashian related. I don't own a single thing of the Kylie crap. I'm just not into it. But this nude is bananas. It's so beautiful. I love it. It's not chalky. It's not patchy. The texture is beautiful. It's a nice satin finish. It's not a matte. It's somewhere in between a gloss, like, I don't know. It's just a really pretty satin finish. And I feel like in terms of like a nude, oh my gosh, because it's a pinky rosy, like ballet slipper nude instead of a brown nude, which I'm not against a brown nude, but I love this one. Another shade that I really loved, and I didn't fish it out of my purse, was Suddenly Selma, and that's what I've worn all fall and winter. It's a real staple for me as well, but this is these are just great lipsticks. They're a great formula. And I just love beautiful packaging. The rose gold Charlotte Tilbury packaging is just so beautiful for me. It's like a reminiscent of an era gone by, and I just think her products are beautiful. I want to talk now. Obviously, I'm kind of like saving eyes for last. I have a mascara that I just used all year and loved. In fact, I would throw away everything else. And this is the IT Cosmetics Superhero. When this first launched, I wasn't crazy about it, but after it's been open for about a week, it is like my saving grace. I've never found a mascara that doesn't smudge, that doesn't run, that doesn't smear, and actually thickens and lengthens my eyes like crazy. Every time I use this, I absolutely cannot believe the results. And towards the end of the year, I did lash extensions, and I was like sad. I'm kind of like glad to see those go. Probably won't renew those because I actually really like using this mascara so much. I know that sounds crazy, but I've talked about this all year as well. And I think this is my third tube, and it's about done. So it's about to go by the wayside. Also from IT Cosmetics, I do want to shout out, even though I'm not talking about skincare, I do want to talk about this because this product is so amazing. This is the IT Bye Bye Under Eye, and this is their eye cream that they came out with this year. And I'll give you a close up of that so you can see that mine is like, I'm almost down to the like pan in this one as well. And this has done so much for me, especially and I gave this tip out a while ago, how I talked about how I slather so much. I think actually that tip is in my skincare video is where that is. But I literally slather so much of this under my eyes. I'm not stingy with this at all. I really like just put it so much on. I give it 5 minutes. I let it sink in. And I feel like I never wear under eye concealer. Let me just start with that. Never in a video do you ever see me with under eye concealer on. I think this is part of the reason I do eye cream regularly, but I feel like this one has even given my eyes more of a tightness underneath, a better color, more of a radiance, and just really kind of like just tightened and brightened those under eyes, which is what I like. And honestly, I hit 40 this year, and as we start aging, I'll let that sink in for a minute for those of you who are new. Yes, I am 40. And I am like loud and proud about it. I like mention that I'm 40 as many times as I possibly can, because I'm just really proud about, like, I'm just proud of being 40, and I'm proud of aging well. So naturally too, no Botox, no fillers, nothing. Ooh, that stuff freaks me out. But what I will say, what was now I can't think of what I was going to say, you guys. I got all excited about telling you that I was 40. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. I'm saving my favorite category for last. It's eyeshadows. It is my favorite category of makeup. It's my favorite thing to do. Actually, before I'm saving that for last. Let me talk about 3 eyeshadow palettes that I used the heck out of this year, and then I'll talk about some single eyeshadows that I think are amazing. So this is the Makeup Atelier. You all know this is gonna be in here. Makeup Atelier Quint, and this is Wood Pink T19. And I was hoping some of you guys would get this in your lucky bag because I love it so much. My favorite thing is, and actually let me just rant for a second. I know this video is getting long, but so many people got these in got Makeup Atelier in their lucky bags, and were like full on like pouting, complaining, saying that their bags sucked. And I was like, you're so basic. You don't even know that this stuff is so bomb. In fact, like, I am so annoyed at people over their lucky bags. I saw a lady, a grown-ass woman, who accused Beautylish of cheating her over her lucky bag. She paid $75 for her lucky bag. Her lucky bag had over $150 in products. Every single product in her lucky bag is a top rated product. And she goes on this whole Instagram rant about how she got cheated by a company. A company cheated her because she got double the amount of products than what she paid for. And she just bashes Beautylish. Now I can imagine not everybody loves Beautylish like I do. That's fine. But for a grown woman to accuse them of cheating her when she got double what she paid for, and it's the luck of the draw, let's be honest. And I was so appalled. I was like, you know what? You didn't get cheated. You're just a bitch. Honestly, you're just a bitch. And like, I was like thinking, I was like reading her comments, and I was like reading her responses to everybody. And I thought to myself, if this woman bought a lottery ticket and she didn't win, and somebody walked in behind her and bought a lottery ticket and won, does she have any right to accuse her state lottery of cheating her? And does she have a right to call them and demand a refund? No. But that's what she did. That is exactly what she was doing on Instagram. And I thought, if you and she was like, I'm an influencer with her like 8,000 Instagram followers. I was like, oh yeah, girl. Okay, cool. I see you. Lame. Anyway, so I'm so sorry. I don't know why. That just made me so mad. And especially because she got a Makeup Atelier palette, and these are incredible. First off, these shadows are waterproof. Yeah, waterproof eyeshadows. This is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. I love it. They're super blendable. This is an all matte palette. So for people like Haley J and some of you guys that are like all about the mattes and don't want the shimmer, all you need is these. They're incredible. They are so blendable. They're super pigmented. I'm going to pop in some swatches for you right now so that you can see. Look at how crazy, buttery, soft, pigmented, and blendable these are. Aside from the fact that I can get 18 hours wear time out of these over a primer because I have oily lids, but I can get an 18-hour day out of these eyeshadows. So if you don't have those, I highly recommend them. And I'll put some recommendations of my favorites. I have a couple of these that I really love. That I think are great palettes. So next, I got to talk about the Modern Renaissance palette just because I did like it so much. When I first got it, I was like so obsessed with it because it's warm. I like the warm tone. I'm a warm tone eye look person, and I felt like it was sort of an expanded version. Obviously, it has a lot more shades and different shades, but it was an expanded version of Wood Pink, and I just felt like I could do every single sunny, warm, like neutral eye look that I could ever want with this. And I'm not generally a huge Anastasia Beverly Hills fan, but I really did love this palette, and so I gotta show it the love. My favorite palette of the year though, hands down, and this was a huge splurge for me. And when I bought this, I was like, thank you, Jesus, for Beautylish FlexPay. I have subsequently bought them now for my kit too. So this is the newer one. I put the busted ones in my kit and I kept the newer ones, mostly because I like to photograph them. But so it doesn't look super used, but it's because it's actually much newer than my other one. So, but I bought these back in January and February, and I just have never found eyeshadows that I loved as much as these. You've heard everybody talking about these. Lots of people love them. There's some people I know that they don't work for. Tell you how much I love these and how much I've enjoyed using these on set this year, how much I've enjoyed using these on bridal looks and just even on myself. This is another palette that I can get like 15 hours wear time out of. I always do use a primer, and my favorite primer to use with these is actually MAC's Paint Pot and Painterly, because I feel like it acts like a glue, and so I don't get a lot of fallout as well. So these shadows are best used with your fingers. If you've been watching YouTube for longer than 5 minutes, you already know about these eyeshadows. You've already heard about them, and you already know why they're so bomb. So that's it, you guys. That is my 2016 best of, the things that I just feel like were so standout this year and just changed my makeup game or just made me fall in love with makeup all over again this year. So sorry about the rants, but it's just that kind of day. I'm just in that kind of mood. So it is what it is. And I just got to tell you, like, I gotta tell it like it is. So thanks so much for watching. If you made it through the whole video, props to you. And go ahead and leave me a comment if any of these were in your favorites this year. And like I said, like, share, subscribe. Let's be friends. Snap me. Bye.